There was the 11 demands quiz. And let's kick over to that so I can just tell you what that was about. Take the 11 demands quiz. So this was kind of a mix of a quiz and a poll, but I figured I'd mess around with this on Substack. There's the Substack has a poll feature where you can put polls up. So I thought, well, let's do it kind of like a quiz, but it's kind of like a poll. One thing with Substack is you did have to be a subscriber to vote in it. So that may have kept the numbers down a bit, but that's how Substack operates. But anyways, yeah, this was to test your knowledge, but don't worry, you won't be graded, but we are going to say there are right and wrong answers. All right, let's go. Question number 1 was, what does MCDS stand for? Did it stand for the Modern Cat Distraction System, the Money Corruption Demand Solutions? Did it stand for the MS-DOS operating system? That one's a callback to the old nerds, we'll say. You know, or is it like ACDC? I've had people tell me when they see MCDS, it looks like ACDC. Here we go. Show some results. All right. So most people got this one. That's good. So we had the Money Corruption Demand Solutions coming in at 94%. We did have some love for the Modern Cat Distraction System. I got 2 cats around here at the moment, but that's another story. No love for the MS-DOS or ACDC, but that makes sense. All right. So question 2 of the poll: who will save us? Donald Trump, Democratic Party leaders, aliens from space? That might be what it takes, right? You know, or is it ourselves working collaboratively? And of course, you know, it's about ourselves. All right, we got 100% coming in about it's going to be ourselves working collaboratively. And you know, that's what 11 demands is about. It's the idea of, can we spark a movement? And the key is to have it be based on clear demands and with a strong focus on corruption. All right, so now big question: why are there 11 demands? Right, that's the whole thing. It's almost like the branding. Is it one because Gandhi also had 11 demands? And if you search 11 demands, I think it's been out there long enough that it will come up pretty readily on the search engines. But you will also see sometimes before it come up, Gandhi had a program of 11 demands. And it's kind of funny if you look at it, like the first one is like banning intoxicants because it goes back to the old India independence days and whatnot. Anyways, that's number 1. All right, number 2, it's from This Is Spinal Tap, and we'll see who knows about that one. Is it EricT Reg Shirley's favorite number is 11, or is it because it's one more than 10? Well, let's take a peek. And the top vote getting was, this was a real split here. This was the trickiest question of the bunch, I think by far. We had most of the votes for it's more than 10. But I can tell you it wasn't just that, and it's not because of Gandhi. It is actually from the movie Spinal Tap. And there is actually a clue for this one. If you go into the old 11 demands and go to read the 11 demands at the top, it says a little aside here. That's right. These demands go to 11. And this is from a scene from the movie This Is Spinal Tap. And the guy, the guitar player played by Christopher Guest, this is Spinal Tap is a famous mockumentary is what they called it, a fake documentary. It was directed, interestingly enough, by Rob Reiner. And Rob Reiner also plays a director in it. So you'll see him briefly in this clip, assuming it plays out here, right? But the guy's bragging about how his amplifier goes up to 11. Let's see if we can get this guy to play. Yeah. And we'll go a little full screen. And this was from some videos that Corey and I did a while back. Let's give this a try.
You can see, the numbers all go to 11.
Why don't you just make 10 and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
11. I mean, it goes to 11, you know, it's just, it's better. And so the idea is that we should have demands and we should turn them up to 11, make them, you know, to the point where the demands are considered extreme by the status quo. So that's the 11 one. Let's see what else we got cooking here. Here we go. All right. So the next one, we got like a couple more here. So the question was, the best way to fix our government is to elect more Democrats, elect more Republicans, elect more independent candidates, or should we spark a demands-based movement? Right, this should be an easy one. And we had okay. Oh, yeah, oh, actually, yeah, that was a little tricky with the independent candidates. So there is certainly something to be said for independent candidates. And myself personally and Sabrina and the show, we certainly are generally in favor of independent candidates, especially if they have good policies. You can use the 11 demands to as a scorecard against them, and so we're all for it. But we need more than that. That's kind of why I I don't consider it the best way, right? The correct answer for this one. It's a part of it. It's a tool, but we really need that whole demands-based movement and to have that be at the forefront and the driver. That's really the only way I think this whole kind of big change really happens. And so that's why I would say we need the big follow-up demands-based movement. All right. Two more. Fixing big money in politics is number one, not needed. I like corruption. We'll see how many vote for that. Or is it something that'd be nice to have? Or is fixing big money in politics and government something that is mandatory and non-negotiable? And I think you can guess the good answer for that one, 100%. All right. Good work, crew. Now, and the last question. The 11 demand strategy includes: let's construct a clear list of demands, embrace mutual aid and direct action as part of it. Or is it educate everyone about MCDS, money corruption demand solutions? Always call out the corruption. Or is the answer on this one all of the above? And yes, it is all of the above. I can't blame anyone for hitting one of the others because they're all the right answer. And this is about the 11 demand strategy, which you can see, and I got to describe it as like a cheat sheet, but you could see the 11 demand strategy out on the site. And it's these things: 11 demand strategies, construct a list of demands, embrace mutual aid, direct action as tools, make it your mission to educate everyone about MCDS. Is the idea of asking every candidate or representative, do you support the demands? What are you going to do about it? You're going to give us crumbs, or you're going to give us something real? And if they're not on board, basically, especially for the higher up ones, call them out as what they are: corrupt. Zero support for Democrats and Republicans until they start enacting the demands. That means no votes, no money, no praise. It's time to stop fooling around with these things. If any candidate or representative is going to really represent the 99%, not the billionaires, they can't be a member of these corrupt parties. Provide all possible support and aid to third-party and independent candidates who embrace the demands. Any serious candidate should already be calling out these current representatives as corrupt. Then in terms of the idea of how do we get there, right? It's the idea of getting this thing moving. And if you get enough people involved and literally in the streets, then you get into this kind of thing. When roadblocks are encountered, you intensify the direct actions: protests, general strikes, sit-ins, boycotts. That's what a real movement looks like. And lastly, be relentless about pointing out the real source of our problems: the billionaires and the mega corporations. It is the top 0.1% versus the rest of us. That is the fight. So, well, that sounds good to you. You can check it out at 11demands.org. And I'm hoping as we get into the new year, we can start having more discussions about how this can get from here to there. Thanks for everyone for voting and checking it out.